and welcome back to Greifenhorst. This time around, I have two basic goals. The first is to sink a shaft at the center of the world down to the bottom of where I plan to build, and that's kind of an exploratory thing. Basically, figure out if what's down there. Is big lava pools, huge caverns, spawners. I don't know. It's good to know your territory before you go in there and start thrashing around a bit. The second thing I want to do after that is to actually do some exploring and specifically look for ruined nether portals, because that's where we get the crying obsidian, and I like to use the enchanting infuser, or the enchantment infuser, which takes all the random silliness out of the Minecraft enchanting process. So once we get that, I mean, I'm cooking with gas big time. Then it's just a matter of expending my spell books and gathering enough experience points to enchant all my gear, get better gear. But in the meantime, I'm taking this moment to go ahead and tend the garden, because it definitely needs some tending. And as you may remember from our last episode, we're not really living high on the hog at the moment. We're desperately clinging to berries and any other munchables we find for health and fitness. So yeah, this is something I'm gonna have to spend a little time on up front. Ow. I need to pay attention to what I'm doing. But yeah, they and besides, this farm up here is temporary anyway, but as we saw last time, this is a dangerous place. I'm not necessarily fully prepared to tackle the world on my own just yet. So, yeah, we're going to need good food. And unfortunately, the only thing I seem to grow in a quantity is onions, which that might work. And if maybe it might even count as a breath weapon against enemies. So yeah, maybe we'll do that. But anyway, let's get this going. To dig the shaft down, I hate living with pillagers in the neighborhood, but what are you gonna do? To dig the shaft down, I'm gonna need a lot of ladders. A lot of ladders. And if you watch the new Londinium series, you'll know that with the mods I run, specifically Woodworks, not all ladders are created equal, and some are very traditional looking, and others are borderline bizarre. And so until I find bamboo, because I prefer to use scaffolding through the center of the shaft, I'm stuck with ladders, and if I'm stuck with ladders, I really don't want anything too weird looking, so I'm going to stick with traditional oak ladders. But traditional oak ladders require, traditional oak, and so that's what I'm doing right now, cutting down oak trees to climb my way down, hopefully back up. The other side of this is I need to be clearing space around the tower. Anyway, I mean, we already did some surveying, so I already know that a good chunk of this hill and the surrounding area will be leveled and built upon. But even aside from that, right? Nowadays you go to a castle and it's surrounded with woods and forests and it looks all cool and secluded and ancient. But if you looked at castles back in the day, they didn't have stuff generally built right up to the wall, because you wanted an open field of fire. You wanted a no man's land, so that when the bad guys came, you had a clear shot, and you'd basically pepper them with arrows and whatever else you chose to hurl on them before they actually got to your wall. So that's what we'll be doing here. Now, that wasn't always the case, because you build a nice castle, and especially if it's a castle in a kind of rough region, people like living near the castle. In fact, people like living right near the castle. So villages and stuff would spring up right around the castle, and in those cases, yes, stuff did get kind of built right up to the wall. But and I kind of foresee that happening here, but but that's way down the line, right? I mean, if this were a movie, we're like the second title of the credits still, and that's like half an hour into the movie, so long ways to go before we have to worry about that stuff. This nice sunny south-facing slope would be great for growing tomatoes, but I don't have any tomato seeds. An apple too, yeah. And saplings. And now let's commence with the bark making, or bark stripping, I guess. I didn't make the bark, I'm just removing it. Now, normally I'd be saving this, but I mean, storage is pretty tight at the moment, and the bark doesn't do me any good without bone meal, and bone meal's pretty tight right now, so it's kind of a chicken and egg thing. Since I'll be going through a lot of wood, I could afford to send some of the bark through the composter to kind of get a head start on my bone meal production. Meanwhile, I need a bunch of ladders. I'm guessing I will need at least 120. And ultimately, I'll need more, because 120 will get me from the deepest deep to about surface level. And then I'll need a lot as we build up from the surface. Of course, I'm not going to do all that today, but, plan ahead. Especially if I have the materials already ready. Let's see. So, I think I have everything I need. Got the spell book in one hand so that I can cast. And I got my sword in the other so I can bash. Bash and cast. Quite the combo. So I gotta remove that mage light, so I'll go ahead and mark it with some other mage lights, and I'll plop down my ladder. So it's on the south wall, facing north, because I expect the main entrance will be facing north. And so it begins. Switch back to make sure I'm at the right level. 63, and then switch back to my Paxel, my virtual Paxel, and off we go. Now, of course, we're right up by the surface. I wouldn't expect anything too wild or wacky at this point. Just because I don't expect it doesn't mean it's not there, though, so. Okay. This should be the next level. And it is one off. This is the next level. Levels are 9 blocks high. So, and in this case, when I, just because of the way it worked out, when I look at the F3, if the Y level is divisible by 9, cleanly divisible by 9, then I'm at the right spot. And let's see. 45. So 45 is divisible by 9. So we're on track. Now, as I've explained, I do a lot of underground building. And, I like to pick the center of the world, dig a shaft, and build out from there. So this is old hat. I will tell you that having the spells certainly makes this a lot easier. 36, yep. Makes this part easier. When I first experimented with Ars Nouveau, right, the break spell, when attached to... Ooh, what's going on? Yeah, I don't like that. What is that noise? Huh. Doesn't sound bad, but I'm not really in any shape to deal with the unknown at the moment, so we'll just block ourselves in. Anyway, when I was first experimenting with Ars Nouveau, the break spell, or just projection form of any spell, it doesn't really have a range. You can basically just fire it and forget. Now, it will only stay within active chunks, but within active chunks, that's pretty long range. And so I could theoretically stay at the very top and just fire a bunch. Oh, this is open. Okay, let me go back up and get all situated here, because I need more than just 4 dirt blocks. I'll probably oops. Yeah, that's the problem with the spell book in your offhand. You finish eating, you're going to cast whatever spell is set up. And in this case, I had the break spell, or my big beast Paxel. So, okay. Anyhow, let's take... I have enough of these. Let's see if there's anything dangerous down here. I prefer to go down there with a ladder coming back up ahead of time. No, nothing down here. Anyway, so with no effective limit, or at least within loaded chunks limit of the... No, I'm too high. With the break spell, or Big Beast Paxel, I could effectively just stand at the top and fire all the way down to bedrock. And then with the mods I have here, I could just from the top, I could extend the ladder all the way down to bedrock. Obviously, I'm not doing that because there is a nuance to this, right? You're going through uncharted territory. If I was absolutely guaranteed not to hit caves or well, iron it looks like, quite a nest of iron. Wow, it's just a gift that keeps on giving. But the Everdark and all these types of places kind of require special handling, so you don't want a one-size-fits-all approach. Now I've done that. I've tried it. It kind of sort of worked, but when we got down there, the ladder went all the way down, but it was 9. Yep, it was fragile, so it could be easily broken. And of course, as soon as we got down there, I'm gonna fire light in here. There we go. Keep beasties out. So once I got down there and started doing stuff, I was making noise, and it summoned a warden, and It was just a really difficult situation because, and it was a bad situation. Oh boy. Huh, talking about bad situation. Come back up here, get my stuff situated here. Well, that's the only block I have sufficient numbers for. But you see, I'm building the ladder ahead of time. And oh, okay, it's one of those tortoise jobbers with minerals growing on his back. And for busting into a big cave, that's not bad, right? That was civilized. Anyway, yeah, so having a ladder hanging out in open space like it just was, that's -3. I'm off by 3. I need to go up 3. Having the ladder hang out in the open like that, it's very susceptible to getting broke. And you know, if you're in the down there for warden, guess what he did? He broke it. And of course, I was hiding in the shaft up above, but he was firing his sonic ray or whatever you want to call it at me, and he took me out. And so my body fell to the bottom. So then I had a really hard time getting my body and keeping away from the warden. I eventually did it, but it involved something in the neighborhood of 24 or more stacks of gravel and a lot of patience. But and so speaking of gravel, I just realized I didn't get any. Normally I don't do this without at least a stack or 2 of gravel for exactly the reasons. Oops. There we go. Exactly for the reasons I used it with the warden. But I mean, we're under 0 already, and so I'm just gonna go with the flow, cross my fingers, and hope that I won't need the gravel. No wardens or other bad guys, or no big open areas full of monsters. I mean, that's the other bad problem, right? Even if it's not a warden, you break out into a nice big lush cave or something, and there's 40 creepers and 300 skeletons and a bazillion zombies, and those might be slight exaggerations, but you get the idea, right? Yeah, I don't mind dealing with them, but right now I don't think I have even iron shoes, so you know, I'm not necessarily in the best shape to deal with anything more than one mob at a time, and even one mob, depending on the mob, is probably too much. So let's see, this is 1, 2, 3. Also, this the levels of 9 works because it's 3 sets of 3. If you do a set of 4, then when you drop, you take damage, and and I don't even have any shoes, much less shoes with feather fall on them. So 36 minus 36. So we got 2 more levels down. But you know, with the magic spells here, I gotta tell you, I'm really rocking it. Sorry. It's been a really long day. But that felt good. Minus 45. We got 1 more level, and at this point, I'm pretty sure there's not a big cave full of lava seas or whatever. I'm pretty confident that there's nothing exciting about to happen, which is probably not what you want to tell people watching a video, but when you're down here with no shoes on, I can assure you that nothing exciting about to happen is actually good news. But you know, different perspectives. You're there, I'm here. It's my butt on the line. Okay, so that part's done. Now, plan to spend a lot of time down here, and we'll be digging out these lower levels first, mostly because, you know, that's where the storage and workshops go, which we'll need sooner rather than later. Plus, I really dig deep slate, and I think deep slate would be the perfect raw material for the entire castle complex, including and especially the stuff on the surface. So, yeah, we're gonna have to dig that out. Can't build anything up high until I have enough deep slate. Blue skies. That reminds me, there is a new social media platform called Blue Sky. I guess it's basically like the anti-Twitter or the anti-X now. So, yeah, I left Twitter. I left X. Well, actually, no, I left Twitter long before there was an X. So, and when I say left, I just mean I quit using it. I mean, you still have an account if I remember what the password is, but I had no interest in using it for years, and that was before it got weird. But Blue Sky seems more positive and upbeat, and I'm digging that. That's my vibe. So pop the iron into the toaster here, and we should be able to round out my armor set. In the meanwhile, let me dump off these crazy rocks. I mean, here we are like 5 minutes into this series, and I've got basalt. Who would have thunk it? So, we have the village to be named or be determined over there. And I'm looking right now for any signs of a ruined nether portal. They kind of sort of stick out. Ooh, looky there. That looks like the end of another village. So I don't see anything immediately hopeful or exciting as far. I see it's probably a graveyard. I don't see any ruined nether portals. So that village is probably a good place to go. So make sure I have a spawn point set. And do I really? I don't have a backpack, but if I'm going to a village, it's probably prudent to make an extra bed, because, you know, for the same reason I told you last time, I don't, yes, the whole game world really exists for purposes of my entertainment, but I don't treat it that way, and I don't treat the inhabitants that way. So, I'm not going to go loot and pillage every village I find. I'm going to try to work out some type of equitable trade. And like I said, for the reasons I explained last time, I think giving them a bed in their village is an equitable trade for clearing out their chests, mostly. And if you remember, last episode, I spent a lot of time running full tilt through the woods, because every time, I was usually being chased by something, and even as I was being chased by something, I would discover something else to be chased by, and so it's just a vicious circle. I got my steps in for the day, so there's that. But, it's kind of like when I was a kid, my dad took us to see Yellowstone. But my dad was one of those guys who drove at Mach 12 all the time. And so my first trip to Yellowstone was basically just memories of a big blurred landscape as we zipped through the highway, the local roads, probably faster than the speed limit. We did stop for a short while at Old Faithful to see Old Faithful do its thing, but less than 5 minutes later, we were back in the car and it was a blurred landscape again. So that's kind of how I felt like sightseeing on the last episode. And you know, I was I can use these. I was you know, running for my life and didn't really get a chance to appreciate well, brown mushrooms, but the landscape and the environment, or where there might be little hidden treasures or places like this. Unfortunately, all I get out of here is a brown mushroom, but that's okay. A minute ago I didn't have any, now I got 3. So now 3 mushrooms in your inventory doesn't necessarily make you the mushroom king of Chicago, but it's certainly a start. It's a nod in the right direction, and we're still definitely collecting. I guess you can say like seed crops. Oh, hey, zombie boy. Hey, whoa. No, yeesh, crap. Run away faster. Is he there? Oh, now we got. Okay. Oh, he's still there. Oh, I got it. I get it. Back off, man. If you're too close to read this, or if you're close enough to read this, it's too close. Something like that. I'm running here. Actually, I'm bleeding here. It's probably more accurate. Okay, I lost him. Let's go. Wow. Must be really savoring that mushroom. I mean, strawberry. Man, see what blood loss does? I'm delirious. I'm going into shock. If I'm in shock, maybe I'm just imagining that I'm eating one strawberry for 20 minutes. Oh, hold on. We're making progress on the health meter here. Or on the hunger meter. Well, I spoke too soon. Woo! It's like eating Chinese food. I've been eating all that time and I'm still hungry. There we go. There we go. Well, the question is that... Oh, hold on. The new question. Yeah. This is a goblin village. I'm going to point down so that when I'm done eating strawberries, I blast the ground. Not accidentally shoot somebody. Like that guy. Generally should treat people with respect, especially when they're carrying a weapon that's like twice their size. Hey, kitty. So what is... Oh, there's a farmer goblin down there. Oops. So are they lighting trees on fire? Is that what's going on here? Ooh, I see. Okay, how... Yeah, I don't know. Seems bizarre. So this little goblin village has villagers all over the place, and they're on the edge of a human village. So this is kind of like, you know, it's like Bree. You got humans and hobbits living together. Here you got humans and goblins living together. What is going on here? Again. Hi, who are you? A recruit. Okay, good. This is Brigadoon again, just like last time. Except, you know what this is? Well, not last time in this one, but, you know... I had, excuse me. Oh, here, let's plop this bed down so that I can get to the equitable trade part. Okay. This is good. But in the last episode of New Londinium, I got to the village, and the villagers were hanging out, kind of doing what they're doing here. Like, everybody was in the center of town and bouncing around like idiots for no apparent reason. And I didn't understand it. Didn't understand it then, don't understand it now. I hear a skeleton. Whoa! Yeah, miss me. Okay, get ready to fire full spread. There you go, pal. Eat hot mana. Yeah, I'm kind of paranoid about hitting guards. Or anything, for that matter. Okay. Make sure he wasn't spinning around on me. I don't know where the guy who was chasing me went. I assume a quiver. I think that's a relic or an artifact. The thing is, quiver's pretty cool. Pretty cool idea. Except if now here I am with Ars Nouveau and I've got my little, magic missile photon torpedo looking thing. I don't need a bow. I don't need arrows. Therefore, I don't need a quiver. Isn't that the way it works, right? Stuff that you don't need, you find. And then when you do need that stuff in some other context, it's nowhere to be found. That's probably one of the branch conditions of Murphy's Law or something like that. Did I just see a Starbuncle? I think I hear him. There he is. Yeah, except I need gold nuggets, and I'm kind of short on gold nuggets at the moment. As Wimpy would say in the old Popeye cartoons, I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a Starbuncle charm today. Maybe he didn't say that. It's something similar. Okay. What is that noise? Sounds like a goblin. Boy, you look like a goblin. Let's see. No. Okay. Nothing to see here, folks. Move along. Not the droids I'm looking for. Whoa. That's a pretty sure bet that I haven't been in this house before. Or that anybody else has, for that matter. Huh. I thought I had Quark installed. Quark will let me install blocks under other blocks. What? All about the seeds. Need seeds. Give me the seeds. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. I was kind of hoping, yeah, there's a stone cutter, but again, I don't take stuff unless they got at least 2. And even then, I don't always take stuff, so. I was kind of hoping to find, like, more books, or especially leather. What is that noise? Right? Something growled at me. Load up on strawberries before I get my butt kicked again. Let's see. Hello. Hello, growly growler. So, well, that sounded close and big. Not necessarily friendly either. Well, aren't you a looker? What are you looking at? Oh. Okay, and it just goes through. It's a subway. Normally you need an iron pickaxe for this stuff. I don't have an iron pickaxe, but I don't need one. But I do need mana. Man, you are just one big ol' ugly sucker. So nobody's here, right? So maybe I can take this? No. I don't have hardly any storage space, so... And I'm not really familiar with the New Moves mod, so... Anything I get out of there, it might be like the most powerful, valuable thing in the world, or completely useless, and I wouldn't know, but it would still take up inventory, so... I'll come back later. However, can you keep my eyes open for any bovine individuals? That's a fancy word for cows. Oh, and guess what I just found? Howdy. This leather will come in handy for books, but immediately it will come in handy for a backpack. And, oh boy, I didn't hit him a second. So the rodeo starts, right? Here we go. Okay, rodeo over. Ooh. Yeah. A pretty good chance I got enough leather out of all that. That'd be nice. A little mixed up here, but I think I'm on the right track now. It wasn't bloodlust, it was just dealing with the one that went loco. Okay. I did not mean to do that. Chickens. Oh, and lots of starbuckles. Well, good. We'll need those once we get some hands. Once I get my hands on some gold. Man, it really feels like it's 2 in the morning, but part of that's winter, right? So it gets dark at like 4:30, and by, you know, you're like, oh my god, what time is it? I'm ready to go to bed. And it's like 5:30. I could have swore it's like midnight or later. No. Okay. Out of the snow and into the rain. And then back into the snow. Not quite. Okie dokie. Foodies. Stuff I will need to set up. For resource production. But I already have wheat and white grapes growing, so I don't need more of those. Got those bones that we can turn into bone meal. Tree. You know, I need space for zinc. I need to split it. 8 can smelt in the furnace and burn only 1 piece of coal if nothing wasted. Here, I'll finally put my shoes on. Look at that. Alright, give me a chest. And I need some string. Yep. And I'll take these spider webs and plop them down because I apparently can't make string out of them directly. That works. Sweet. Yeah, I'm not going to need this anytime soon. 1 experience point for every 10 blocks to the target hit by the shot. So basically it rewards you for being a long distance sniper. Okay. We're on the old backpack. It's kind of dark out there. Should probably take a snooze before we go back out. So we pretty much cleaned out that village as much as I planned to clean it out. So this time we now have a backpack, so we'll go out. We'll certainly stop and explore places that might have usable or rare collectibles, but for the most part I'm really looking for ruined nether portals, and there's a big old tower that I believe is a lighthouse. And you know what? So if that is a lighthouse, and I think it's a lighthouse created by When Dungeons Arise. If it is a lighthouse, if I'm thinking the right structure, it's probably got a bunch of books. Well, specifically, it's a lot of bookshelves, but I mean, you harvest them, you get a bunch of books. I need 45 books. In addition to, finding the ruined nether portals and crying obsidian, I'm going to need 45 books so I can make 15 bookshelves so that I can fully utilize. Oh, there is another starbunkle. Hey, little guy. Hey. Uh-oh. No reason to run. Okay, well. Be that way. You little scaredy cat. Of course, that's pretty tough talk from a guy who's at least 50 times his size, but that's okay. Is that the same one or a different one? He doesn't look like he's type into jogging or going on long walks. Certainly not long walks in the beach. Okay. So... Hey. Get out of there. You're not going to do anybody any good there. There you go. Fly. Be free. It's from History of the World Part 1. Okay, we're getting closer to the lighthouse. I didn't realize this village extended this far out. Excuse me. Did I check this place out? Ooh, I didn't. Okay. But this time around, I'm done. Okay, now I'm finished. What is this? Uh-huh. So this is quite the get-together here. Oops. That guy's stuck. Not anymore. Arr yourself. Arr. Well, that's convenient. Hold on. You just do what you're gonna do. Excellent. You want to? There you go. Ow. Okay. Anybody else hiding in a closet? Need to be able to make sure I can get back out of there. Babe. Yeah, okay, he's in the cell. Huh? Billy's reminding me of the old gangster voices in the old Bugs Bunny cartoons from the 40s, right? Edward G. Robinson or a James Cagney type of guy. Ma, Mogshay, ma. Ma, how about me, boss? Well, let's clean this up and okay. No more treasure in this sector that I haven't looked at. So let's make this guy dance for his supper. So, nope. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Come on to the bars again, chicken. There you go. You're nothing if not predictable. Okay. I see obsidian in there. I don't yet have the amplify, but so I can't get the obsidian. But there's a lot of other interesting stuff in here. So there's some raw gold blocks. There's various types of copper blocks, and chests. Don't need a head. Ooh, gold block. Helps if I use the right spell. Oh, that's an interesting mix. Vitality. It's not a J, it's a capital I. It just looks like a J. I really don't need note blocks or jukeboxes yet. An anvil. Well, yes, please. I mean, this is a hooligan hideout, and the hooligans have, well, hid out, manner of speaking. So they don't need this anymore. I'm sure they'll be resting in peace, knowing that their former anvil is now going to a good cause. Cause it's me. Oh, we'll go ahead and strip the wax off of these later. There's a goblin down here now. Was he always here? They are kind of small. It's easy to miss him. Let's see. Oh, Goblin Bomber. Well, you ever meet somebody or see somebody that you're like, oh, you know, you ask them a few things and, oh, you know, like I'm a ex murderer, and you're like, oh, well, look at that time. I gotta go now. See you, bye. Yeah, that's what I think of when I see Goblin Bomber. Just nothing good's gonna come of that. Okay, let's bring up my mage craft table and make just a couple ladder pieces, because, you know, yes, I know I had a whole bunch, but they're not on me at the moment. I left them on my other suit. Let's see what's down here. Always a good idea to use your ears when down here. Who's moving around? Oh, witches. I hate witches. Oh, speak of the devil. Well, here. Just do more damage to them than they can heal with drinking potions. Yeah, you guys. Okay, here. Excellent. Excellent. You guys are very cooperative. Ah, Margie. Excellent. Yeah, that's how I feel too. Gold helmet. Nope. I'll take the steaks and the bones. I guess since the bones aren't in the steaks, they must be boneless steaks. Just an assumption. Or maybe the bones are from leftover steaks. Or are left over from steaks. That's probably what I meant to say. Okay. Look what I found. Bookshelves, boys and girls. Oh, more bones and steaks. Magic leather pantalones. Okay. Get rid of stuff I don't need or want. Squirrel away the stuff I definitely want to keep. Okay, here we go. Door number 1. Yeah, it's the only shot you're gonna get, pal. Arr. Okay, that's the only shot you're gonna get. Oh. Yeah, it's not your regular pillager or illager. Yeah, okay. Just gonna have to rush them, I think. Before I die, we'll make sure we get all the loot so that it's easier to collect off my body. Oh. I guess this is the door then. Yeah, that's the door. Okay, just gonna rush them. Easy peasy. Got a totem of undying out of that. Yeah, 15 minutes ago I was barefoot, and now I got a totem of undying. How's that? Reminds me I should probably go buy a lotto ticket tonight. Well, it's too late now. I mean, tomorrow then. So let's clear away this stuff. I don't need arrows. Let's keep this stuff. Let's put this bad boy to work. Which rings charm. There we go. And let's snag the beds. As you know, I have a tendency to kind of dish those puppies out like Johnny Appleseed throwing apple seeds. So this is good. It makes if we find any new villages on this trip, we're already prepared. Could have swore there's more beds around here though. Perhaps it's my imagination running away with me. Who's saying that? Smokey Robinson? Yeah, I think it's a Smokey Robinson song. I'll have to look that up. Okay, this chest was kind of secluded, and I can see why. Yes, a magic stone sword. It's like getting you a magic plastic sword. Yeah, you only get a couple hits in, and you're hardly going to do any damage, but you're going to look good doing it. Uh-huh. Okay. There is the tower. Here is some water. To get from here to there. Handy dandy mage crafting. Even handier dandier boat. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling cold here. I mean, as I'm speaking, me in real life feel cold. I mean, there's just something about that type of immersion, right? Of course, it is winter here, or I guess technically on the calendar it's still fall. But either way, we've been on the verge of we've been on the verge of snow for a while, and there's a couple of them. There's 3 of them. Well, I've got gold this time. I've got gold. Okay, here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Here, and they're all gone. Oh, there's one. Hey, 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 hey. Here. Sucker. Whoa, whoa, don't run off with it. Of course. It runs off with it into a pit. Okay, there's another one. I think there's 2 more around here. I heard something moving. Yeah, it's a crow. Okay. Well, I've got nuggets at hand. And sauce. Okay, so I went from snowstorm to tropical beach in about 4 feet. Or a meter and a half. So let's sample some of the coconut wood. Maybe get the equivalent of a coconut sapling. Check out the library. And I just realized that we're coming up on time, so Okay. This has been a very productive episode, but I am nowhere near home. Did not mean to do that. Okay. So this is good. A new wood type, a new tree that we can grow in our base. 5 of the coconut seedlings. Well, that doesn't look like a very hospitable entrance. In fact, it looks like the library, I mean, not library, the lighthouse is built over a pit. What is the name of that thing in Star Wars they were going to feed Han Solo to? The Zarlok? Okay, I'm in. Well, almost. Now I'm in. Yeah, coming down the stairs, or the front stairs. Not any better. A little bigger jump, actually. Okay. So the way these things work, I haven't gone... Ooh, there they are. Lots of books, a bed, and unoccupied, which is good. I mean, I've never found one occupied, but this is like only my 3rd or 4th of these, so... you know. Maybe I've just been lucky so far. I am being lucky with these books, that's for sure. And the bed. Okie dokie. Okay, okay. Is there anything in there? A hidden chest. Anything under this note block? Hidden chest. Nope. Up the stairs we go. And there's a chest over there. We're just running around, make sure there's nothing up here. No tourists. Nobody who could lay claim. So that I can say salvage. That's not bad. Okay, I think it's time to wrap this show up. Gonna head back to my castle and put stuff away, and I think we'll call it good at that point. So thank you for joining me on this little adventure, and I surely appreciate whoa, 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 whoa. That is definitely a dragon looking thing. Okay, so I have ice and fire, and they got dragons that are really dangerous and crazy powerful. And they're not supposed to be anywhere near this sector. I'm guessing this is from something else, but I don't know what else. So the only way to confirm this is to annoy the crud out of him and then see if he can bust his way in here. Whoa. Well, I can see I certainly got his attention, but he hasn't trashed this place completely already. So this is not a fire and ice dragon. But I'm going to basically turn this into a pill box. Basically a gun emplacement. And going to rain on his parade. I really, really don't know what this thing is. And my armor's not good enough that I don't want to run out there and face them mono y mono or mono y drago or whatever what this would be. I think this whole library is going to collapse. I mean, it's not a library, it's a lighthouse. This place is going to collapse. Oh. That's easy. Okay. Let's go see if he dropped anything interesting or might be a clue as to his origin. And just some experience points. Well, that's anticlimactic. But from here, did I just kill something? Something just turned into, and there's an experience point. What did I kill? Accidentally. I'm gonna kill this iron. Big old cave system down there. Remember that for a future episode. I'll get out of here with the sand. And there we go. Barring any other surprises, this should just be a straight shot home. If this keeps up much longer, this whole lake will be frozen over. I've got the Serene Seasons mod running, but in spring, and this is early spring, ice still forms on water in the right biomes. Ooh, storm went away. Good. This is pretty. And a rainbow to boot. Now I have this overarching desire to eat Skittles. Wonder where that came from. Hey, kitty cat. Must be by the village. There, we're almost back. I hear something. Starbuckle. Excellent. It's a twofer. Cinnamon. Lots of cinnamon. Home sweet home. Yeah, I'm gonna need to take apart that mushroom hut. Squirrel away their treasures. So, next time, we're sitting pretty in a lot of respects. I would really like to just get my hands on some crying obsidian. So I think next time we will do a bit more exploring, try to find one or two ruined nether portals. But in the meanwhile, this was a pretty good haul, considering this really wasn't what I was trying to do. So, accidental success is something, isn't it? I mean, I guess some of the most successful people were completely accidental, but set these up for maximum efficiency in terms of compacting. Been a good run for bone meal. It's a surprisingly good run for bone meal. Not quite ready for bone meal, but it's not wrong with having it ahead of time. Didn't realize that I had left the chest in such a messy state before. So, like I said, next time I will head out again to kind of pick up where I left off here. And then that will prime me for future success. But in the meanwhile, I just want to thank you for joining me on this little journey. And I hope this finds you and yours in good health, good spirits, and perhaps a touch of good fortune. Cheers.